All right, almost there, guys. This is question 11 of the Module 4 study guide. It says the graph shows some data and a line that suggests a linear association between temperature and the number of ice cream cones sold. So here we have our sales of ice cream cones. Here we have our temperature. So which statement describes the line in context of this situation? We are going to select all that apply. I'll give you a hint. There's 3 correct answers. Okay, so first let's take a look. About 30 more ice cream cones are sold when the temperature goes from 18 degrees. So 18 degrees we're here. And you'll notice that at 18 degrees we sold 30 cones. And at 26 degrees. So at 26 degrees here, if I follow that up and I go across, we sold 60 cones, sorry. 26 degrees, we sold 60 cones. Well, the difference between 30 and 60 is 30, so yes, that would be true. The ice cream shop sells about 30 cones when the temperature is 18 degrees. Well, again, we're talking about 18 degrees, and at 18, we did sell 30 cones. So we could see that right here. And so, yes, answer B is also correct. Sorry, that video has started, and I don't know where it's coming from. So let's get back to work here. Hopefully you didn't see all that. Here we go. So now we're going on to option C. Approximately 8 more ice cream cones are sold for every degree Celsius the temperature is increasing. So what this is saying or asking us is to find is the slope or rate of change. So what is the slope? Well, we can use these 2 points that we identified earlier to calculate our slope. So if we do 60 minus 30 and divide that by 26 minus 18, what we get is 30 over 8, which is equal to 3.75. So for every degree increase, we are going up by 3.75. That is not the same as 8, so C is not a correct answer. Then it says the ice cream shop sells 30 cones when the temperature is 30 degrees Celsius. Well, if I look here, I'm trying to find a different color. At 30 degrees Celsius, that's right here. And if I follow that line up and over, you'll see that at 30 degrees Celsius, I sold about 75 cones, not 30, so that is not correct. Then it says options E. In average or on average, the shop sells 15 more cones every time the temperature increases by 4 degrees. Well, if I took that same thing, 30 over 8, and I simplified that, so 30 over 8, if I divide 30 by 2, I get 15. If I divide 8 by 2, I get 4. So what that means is that for every 15 cones sold, or for every 4 degrees increase, really, I sold 15 more cones. And that's what this is telling me. Then yes, that would be correct. So option E is correct. Finally, option F says the ice cream shop sells 8 more ice cream cones every time the temperature increases by 30 degrees. So this would be 8 over 15, and that does not equal the same thing as 15 over 4. They actually kind of took it and flipped it around. So F is also not a correct answer. So A, B, and E are your correct answers here. Let's move on to question 12. Says the scatter plot below shows collected data from 15 math students. The scatter plot displays a linear association between the amount of time spent studying on the test, which is our X. So time spent studying, okay, in minutes, and the score on the test. So that's our Y value, our output value. So a linear function can be used to model this association. So we're looking here at this line of fit, and I gave you the line of fit. We need to write an equation of a line that can model the association. So that's what we're trying to do here first, is we're going to write the equation of this line. So we need to find our M and we need to find our B. Well, to find our M, we're going to use this point here, which is 0, 50. And we're also going to use this other point that fell directly on the line, which is going to be 60, 80. So again, we're going to take our X values and our Y values and find our slope. So we're going to do 80 minus 50 over 60 minus 0. So we're going to get 30 over 60, which simplifies to 1/2. So that's our slope, is 1/2. Now we need to find our B. Well, our B should be pretty simple to find because we can see it on the graph and it passes directly through 50. So B is equal to 50. So our equation would be Y is equal to 1/2 X, or 0.5x, plus 50. Now here's the tricky part. It says based on the chosen model. So we're using this model, not the data in the scatter plot. When a student spends 40 minutes, so 40 minutes is our X value for the test, the predicted score is going to be about what? So this is what we need to find. We need to find the predicted score. So we're going to take this X value and plug it into the equation. So we're going to have Y is equal to 1/2 of 40 plus 50. Well, 1/2 of 40 is 20, and 20 plus 50 is equal to 70. So our predicted score would be 70 based on our line of fit. All right, question number 13. Josiah recorded the number of shots made and the number of hours practiced. He graphed the information as shown. Which conclusion is valid? So here, again, we're looking at hours practiced and we're looking at shots made. There is definitely a correlation. You can see that the more he practices, the more shots he's making. So it says, option A says there is a strong negative linear correlation. Well, this negative makes that an incorrect answer because this is a positive correlation. An increase in hours practiced causes a decrease in shots made. Well, his shots made is increasing, so that is wrong. Option C says an increase in shots, so is causing an increase in hours practice. So this is your keyword. Nothing is causing something else without tons of studies. And one, are you making more shots? Is it causing you to practice more, or is it the other way around? The hours practice is causing you to make more shots, would be more likely. Finally, there is a strong positive correlation, linear correlation between hours practice and shots made. Yes, this is our correct answer. And finally, question 14. A movie theater tracked the attendance of movies and the numbers of weeks they had been released. So we're looking at attendance compared to weeks since release. And we see that it says the scatter plot shows a positive correlation, while this is showing a negative correlation. So because this says positive correlation, we can remove that answer choice. The scatter plot shows a negative correlation. The more weeks a movie has been released, the less the attendance. Well, as my weeks of attendance or weeks since release is increasing, my attendance is decreasing. So that's a possibility. The scatter plot shows no correlation. Well, it does show a correlation, so we can remove that. And then the scatter plot shows a very weak correlation. The weeks since the release have little effect on attendance, while very weak, I would say that's moderate to strong, so we're going to cross that out. So we're going to go with option B as our best choice. All right, that's it for your Module 4 study guide. Best of luck. See you tomorrow. Hope you're ready to teach.